Phillies have a new look lineup, a very strong one, 5th in the league in batting average. 57 runs. They've scored 21 more than their opponents. So you saw McCutchen. 3 spots later, Rhys Hoskins, 4th time he's hit more than 1 homer in his big league career. He's 1 for 10 career against Strasburg. Some of the other Phillies don't have very good numbers against Steven, and you would think they wouldn't, since he's 12-2 with a 2.44 ERA against him and 5-0 here at the bank.
There's the arsenal for Steven, 30 years old, 6'5", 235. Last start April 4th against the Mets, 4-0 winner, 6 2/3 shutout in that one. Gave up just 3 hits, 9 strikeouts, 108 pitch performance. So the 2-seam fastball that he started off the plate away last time against the Mets a key, and the changeup was awesome.
McCutchen.
Like that.
Yeah, just blasting a high heater in there. Off to a 7 for 33 start. 4 for 23 against Steven Strasburg. Couple of heaters. Dozier there.
All right, here's the defense for the Nats tonight. Soto, Robles, Eaton the outfield. Difo, Rendon, the left side. Dozier, Zimmerman, the right side. Yan Gomes back behind the plate after Kurt Suzuki had a real nice night last night.
Next up is Jean Segura. 2 for 4 last night. 1st and 3rd inning singles. Typical for him, 1 to right, 1 up the middle. And that was a big league curveball. They had a good hitter buckling right there.
It's a buckler.
A knee buckler. Rendon even with a bag at 3rd. Dozier can charge this tapper. 4 pitches, 2 outs. Now Strasburg and Harper. So Steven, minutes before midnight, really seconds before midnight in 2009, signing with the Nats out of San Diego State. And then 1 year later, BRYCE. Took neither of them long to get to the big leagues, did it?
$505 million between the two.
That's a $500 million.
Thanks, Bob.
It's just billions got a different sound to it. It's not like Carl Sagan, billions and billions. And on 1 pitch, he gets Harper. 3 ground ball outs for Strasburg. Well done. Here comes Ryan Zimmerman. He and Sean Doolittle, 2 of the happiest guys in town today. AARP, our Take On Today player profile. And it's Zimmerman against Nola. 308, 8 for 26. 3 doubles, couple of homers, 6 RBIs, and one of the long balls last Wednesday at home.
Changeup floated on the inner half. Anthony Rendon hit one to left early on a sinker. That was the first inning. The Phillies scored 2 in the top of the first. The Nats answered with a solo home run by Rendon and then a 2-run shot after the SOTO double on the changeup you just saw. Make it 3-2. It was a nice answer.
Eventually, the Nats walked off literally with that ball game. Ryan 7 for 30. A homer, 8 RBIs. Nola first inning, 11 pitches, 10 strikes. Strasburg 5 pitches, 5 strikes. There's some good run on that 92.
It's a happy who in the box right now.
Should be. Congrats to Tony Bennett and his Cavaliers. Fantastic achievement. Out to short for Gene Segura. He waited and waited and got Zimmerman by a step. Time for T-Mobile's connection to the game. News and notes. So Victor Robles. Yeah, Davey made the point today. Not ready to put him up in the lineup yet. He's doing great things down there. Rhys Hoskins is a clutch home run guy, isn't he? 25 of them have been go-ahead taters, and the Nats have been outscored 8th inning or later by their opponents. It's a -10 for the Nats. Yan Gomes back behind the plate tonight. Sees Nola for the first time.
Did you just drop a tater?
I did. Sorry.
No. It's fine.
You've been dropping see you laters in some of our replays lately. That's good. No.
I'm corrupting you.
No, my agent's keeping track. Problem is, he's yours too.
My agent too. Sunset right now is gorgeous, by the way, on the buildings
it is
in
beautiful.
downtown. Definite Instagram moment.
Yeah, we have an amazing view up to Center City from here. Bare hand play. Gomes stretching for the bag, and Segura threw him out. You know, everybody talking about the home runs last night. The Phillies' infield defense was a big factor in their winning that game by 1 run.
Pretty good sinker by Nola. Gomes fights it off, and then Segura comes in with the bare hand nifty play. And Segura with the key play last night. I think everyone's still talking about the throw to home to get Ryan Zimmerman. We're going to go over that again when we get a chance tonight.
You know, people talk about baseball. Here's Defoe, 4 for 20. And the bursts of action we have in this game when the ball gets put into play. That B's going to explain to you how once the ball's in play, I don't know, what does it take? 10, 12, 13 seconds for a play like that to develop. So many different things going on that you observed in that play last night. We're going to break it down for you tonight. Yeah, baseball has these short bursts of activity, but there can be 5 to 10 different things happening out there while the ball is rolling around, getting picked up and returned to the infield.
And 25 things in your head before it happens to prepare for that.
And that includes the third base coach.
Everybody.
Wilmer 5 for 24 against Nola. Thought he laid off the breaking ball. Jim Reynolds agrees. Keeps the AB and the inning alive with Strasburg on deck.
All right, you watch the game. I'm taking a picture right now. Look at that.
To Wilmer. That's a big hook, and that's a great piece of 2-out hitting. I know it's only the number 8 man coming up, but in essence, he turns over the lineup here to get it to Strasburg. National second base hit.
They did a nice job of staying on the curveball from Nola. That's not a bad pitch. It's right where JT wanted it. This little knee tuck, short swing, low line drive. Nice at bat.
Strasburg 1 for 6 career against tonight's opponent. And looking for his first base hit of the young season. They get a fastball that's in there. Short lead by Defoe.
There's the sunset I'm talking about.
Yeah, line of weather stayed to the north of us before first pitch tonight. Going to be chillier in the 50s here tomorrow for the finale of this series and the trip. Able to tap that curveball foul. Steven is a 147 career hitter, 3 homers, 19 RBIs. Nola, who is tumbling toward first base, did a nice job to reach back and get it. Robles will lead off next time around as Defoe collects a hit.
All right, so much goes into whether you're going to send the runner or not. Time of game, score of game, speed of runner, arm of the outfield, where it's hit the ballpark, the gap. So last night, this happened. 4th inning, Ryan Zimmerman's rounding second on a 3-2 pitch. He's going on the count. So Kingery out, and the gap, you do a double cut. Segura's going to come over and back up Kingery. Here's Bob Henley, bottom of the screen, watching the whole thing. He's checking it out here. So he's done all his pre-pitch preparation. He knows that Ryan's run on the pitch. He knows there's short gaps here. As soon as he sees the throw in, he's thinking, I got 7 coming up. They're going to walk 7 to get to 8. 8 is the pitcher. Roll it, guys. 8 is the pitcher in Anibal Sanchez, who's an 078 hitter. Segura did a great job of running and meeting the throw and not letting the ball hit the ground. Kurt Suzuki sees the ball home. He goes to second base, which is what you're supposed to do. So the fact that you're up by 2, it's the 4th inning, you're not going to pinch hit for the pitcher. The pitcher's going to hit there. There's about 5 different reasons why that's a green light situation. It's not Little League Baseball. You just don't flip a coin at third base and say, I'm going to send Johnny right here and hope he scores. Bob Henley, I talk to him all the time before the game. He prepares for this situation based on the outfielders, their arms, the gaps in the ballpark, who's running, who's hitting, the time of the game, the score of the game, and where they are in the order. Maybe if that's 3, 4, 5 coming up, he holds Ryan Zimmerman. But because it's Wilmer Difo, first base is not going to be occupied. You're going to pitch to Sanchez. You send him right there every single time. And if it happens again tonight, he will. I talked to Bob before the game tonight. I said, am I leaving anything out? He said, no, you're absolutely right. I talked to Gabe Kapler before the game tonight. I said, can you tell me, would you have walked Difo to get to Sanchez? He said, FP, I'm not going to talk strategy with you, but I'm going to tell you this. I would hope that my third base coach did the same thing in the same situation.
Well done. The other team made a play, and our guy was out at the plate, and the Nats weren't able to take a 3-0 lead. I will add to that, as Strasburg, that was a really late swing by Reese. Just decided to let one go. I would add that if Bob Henley holds Zimmerman at third, they walk Difo and Sanchez makes the third out of the inning, somebody would have said, they should have sent him. Yeah. You know,
I love the passion. That's what makes the game so great, and then we could all discuss it. You know, you go to baseball cities like DC and Philadelphia, you have heated discussions like this with your buddies. It's what makes the game so great. You go down to the Dominican Republic, and that's all they do is talk about baseball all day in the street corner. Who's a better player? Cuba, the same way. I love that our fans had the passion on the 9th game of the season last year to talk about that and be so heated. Either way, yeah, I love it. That's what baseball's all about, and that's what makes this game so great.
Changeup. Rhys Hoskins couldn't move. He didn't like it. He thought it was either up or in. Nissan Pitchcast will tell us.
They're telling me a strike in the truck. And they were right.
Yeah. Well, that takes the air out of a big power hitter swing right there. 4 straight for Strasburg on 3 grounders and a called third strike. And now he matches up with JT Realmuto, the Phillies catcher. Had a pretty good night last night. Eaton kept him from a 2-hit night when he grabbed his 9th inning drive up against the scoreboard. He had a base hit and a walk otherwise. Steven Strasburg's stuff in the early going. And that means the break on his curveball, the action on his changeup. Very, very electric coming out of the pen.
A little slippage there.
Yeah.
I also talked to Gabe Kapler today, for a long time, and I said, what did you learn from year 1 as a skipper to year 2? And he said, you know, to believe in the emotion of the game and to not always trust what the computer sheet says.
And for him to say that, that's pretty profound.
Well, I asked him what he meant, and he said, hey, if somebody's comfortable hitting third like Bryce Harper and the sheet says maybe he should be hitting second or something.
Difo keeps it close, but Realmuto runs well. That was an in-between hop and most likely a base hit.
He wants his guys to be comfortable. And he said maybe last year he believed in, you know, the tactical advantage more than human emotion. And so this year he said he's really trying to concentrate on just wanting his guys to be comfortable. Even if maybe the computer sheet and the analytics say one thing, he believes the human emotion is more important. And I like that. That's the development of a skipper who last year had 14 pens right where his shirt's unbuttoned. And this year maybe just relaxed a little bit more. It was good stuff, a good talk.
Base hit. Herrera now 1 on, 1 out. Rendon on the grass at third. Odubel hit his first homer of the year last night. Doubled his RBI total with a key 4th inning blast that tied things up. Dozier will flip for the lead runner. Difo tried to turn it. Herrera too quick. But a good job by the Nats of keeping a runner out of scoring position. 2 outs.
There's too much air on that first hop. Good job by Brian to come get it. Wilmer did all he could. Did he touch the base? Remember, he got to touch the base now. Yeah, his foot was on it. Real Muto did what he's supposed to do, and I think they were checking in the Phillies dugout if Wilmer touched the base. Davey Martinez was holding him up to see if Real Muto's slide was good or Herrera was safe. I don't know. There's literally like about 5 things you can challenge on a double play nowadays.
Cesar Hernandez back in the lineup. Ball 1, no swing. Hernandez 5 for 28. Kingery replaced him at second base last night. And Strasburg have traded jabs over the years. He's had 9 hits against Steven, who has struck him out 12 times.
That was filth. So he's got the 2 changeups, one that he kind of floats in there for a strike, and then one that he throws as hard as he can. Look at the break on that. You could play wiffle ball in your backyard with your best friend and not throw a pitch that does it. What that just did.
88 on that. Two to the Phillies' number 7 hitter.
That was the off-speed version of Sir Anthony Dominguez's cutter last night at 98.
That was
to one of the hottest
ridiculous
hitters and best hitters in baseball, Anthony Rendon.
Ooh. Paco Figueroa, first base coach. Herrera will swipe one if you ignore him. Yan Gomes 3 for 6 throwing out base runners so far. That was the hook, 3-2, and now Herrera gets a head start. To Hopper, Wilmer Defoe. Steven Strasburg getting some ground ball outs here. 5 of them so far in 2 scoreless.
Welcome back. Nationals leading 1-0. Well, earlier today I had a chance to catch up with Adam Eaton, and he says when he was younger on the road, he used to get to the ballpark around 12:30 or 1, but he's loving the new schedule that the Nationals have implemented for road games this season. The buses are leaving later, forcing the players to get to the ballpark later, meet with their trainers, eat, get their work in, and then it's time for first pitch. Ryan Zimmerman says, as a veteran, you get so used to a routine, you think that you should be the first one in, last one out, but he's come to realize that less volume is better.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, and we'll see what other ball clubs might be thinking about doing, what the Nats are doing. Guys buying into it so far. Buses later, leaving the hotel. There will be some team meals at the hotel for teamwork and camaraderie and all that. It's a really interesting thing.
Working hard, not smart.
Robles turns, diving stop to his left, Franco.
Or smart, not hard. You know what happens nowadays, Cart? Is the clubhouses are so nice at this level that what you'll have is guys get to the ballpark at noon and they kind of get stagnant. They marinate in the clubhouse. You know, there's couches, there's TVs, there's chefs. And you get there and you're there too long. And then all of a sudden it seems like a long day. The game starts at 7, you're there at noon. So what Davey wants to do is he wants the guys to get there, work smart, and play the game. So they're not just sitting around all day at the ballpark.
Yeah.
Have a life besides baseball. You know,
Yeah.
do something during the day. Get out in the city, have a lunch. Don't spend your whole life at the ballpark, which is what players can do oftentimes.
Yeah, and you almost directly quoted Sean Doolittle with what he said about that. So sometimes you wake up and you first thing you do is go to the ballpark.
Yeah. And you go home, go to sleep, and guess what? You wake up and go to the ballpark. It becomes this vicious cycle. You're in your little bubble. I love it.
And the Nats have some research to back all this up, too.
I was one of those guys. I got here at noon, and I was the last guy to leave. And then all of a sudden, it's just one 6-month game.
Up the middle. Phillies going to rob the Nats again. Eaton hustling. Out is the call from Stu Sherwater. And I've got stars next to defenders on 4 of the last 5 plays. That time Segura.
Well, I know you all are thinking the same thing. I'm glad he didn't lunge at the bag at the end. He ran through it, and the throw beat him. But this is similar to the play that he hurt himself on. So he just ran through the bag normal, didn't have a big leap toward the end, and a nice play by Segura. The Phillies were not good at defense last year. They are so much better this year. We talk about their lineup a lot. Their defense has been a tremendous improvement so far.
Only St. Louis had a worse defense than the Phillies in the entire National League last year. They made 123 errors. Second from the bottom in defensive percentage. And I've got them, counting the Hoskins play on Soto, with 5 stars in the book already on the first 7 outs, 8 outs. Curveball, and Dozier took it. 1-1. By the way, Alex later tonight will be making a visit to Ashburn Alley out in right center, right above the Nats bullpen. Look forward to that.
See if she survives. She's got red on, though. They don't know that it's Nats red.
Named after Whitey, the great Phillies player, Richie Ashburn, one of the whiz kids back in the early 50s. Longtime beloved broadcaster with Harry Callis here. Whitey's plaque is outside the radio booth, and Harry's is outside the TV booth behind us here. 1-2 pitch.
You're going to have a statue just like that someday in Nats Park. Like the Tin Man with your scorebook in your hand and a big "See you later" on the plaque. Watch. You won't be around to see it. I'll let you know.
Okay. Well, Pigeon's looking forward to that one. 3-2. I have a lot of friends who want to come back as Pigeons.
Maybe it'll be one that
there's Harry.
Has sound to it. You press a button and it says "See you later."
I don't know.
I think so.
I think that's in the budget.
I think we should do that.
3-2. Front door breaking ball. Dozier thought it stayed inside. Alan Porter punched him out, and they're going to talk about it. That one was way outside. Let's tighten it up, kid.
Take your sunglasses.
Tuesday, the 16th. Nationals honor the anniversary of Jackie Robinson's historic MLB debut way back in 1947. The Nats will commemorate Jackie in Black Heritage Day when the Nats take on the Giants. Visit nationals.com/tickets. Love it. Every ballpark has it. Number 42. Strasburg back to work. Michael Franco. And Stevens been starting some guys out with first pitch four-seamers up in the zone so far and stealing some first pitch strikes. 21 pitches, 16 in the zone already. Franco got a breaking ball up and just tied the game. Phillies went deep 3 times last night. That's Franco's 4th of the year. As much pop out of the number 8 spot as anybody in the league.
Yeah, I don't want to say the best 8th place hitter in baseball, but definitely the most dangerous. 4th home run of the year for Franco. And there was a time last year when the Phillies were really down on Michael. He wasn't playing a lot. They were looking at some kids, and then he turned it on and said, hey, don't forget about me. And now he's turned into a force in the 8th spot for this deep Phillies order.
Aaron Nola, an .060 career hitter. And the curveball stays up 1-1. Phillies have hit 16 home runs this year. And 1/4 of those from that guy in the 8th spot. And Steven lost his release point on 4 pitches in a row after getting ahead. First walk. Top of the order, McCutchen. Second pitch of Strasburg's night. Ground ball to Dozier. right behind second. Wilmer Defoe takes charge. First out.
He's Captain Pop-Up. He always calls everybody off. I like it, especially at shortstop. You're the captain of the infield. You got priority.
McCutchen 0 for 6 in this series, and here's Segura.
Been some body language from both sides saying they don't like calls so far in this one. I wonder if body language is that big a deal anymore. You talk about all the bad flips and the celebrations now and how pitchers celebrate strikeouts, and the league wants everybody to have fun. You know, back in the day, if you gave bad body language on a strike call, your strike zone got big in a hurry. And it was big for the whole series because the guys out in the field, the 3 umpires standing there, would watch you. And when they had the plate, they were like, this guy doesn't respect us. So guess what? I'm not going to respect him. And your strike zone got bigger. Maybe now with all the boxes and they get rated all the time, they can't do it as much. But even just the little thing Segura did there on strike 1, the kind of throwing your head back, that used to buy you a big zone, at least for that at-bat, until you showed the umpire that you respected them. If you made it a habit, your life was tough. The guy on deck when he was 19 had to learn the hard way. His strike zone was huge for a while.
And Strasburg's got to go to work or he'll be batting with 2 men aboard. A walk to the pitcher, and now to the man in front of Harper. 2 on, 1 down. Bryce was on the attack early first time, and on the first pitch hit a grounder to Defoe, who is on the right side of second base in the shift. Oh for 3 last night, strikeout, couple of grounders after walking first time up.
A little quick all of a sudden. Maybe that home run got his adrenaline up, but the delivery not as under control as it was early. You said it, Carp. Lost his release point. Nothing, a ground ball right at Brian Dozier won't cure, though. Somebody got to talk to him.
Yeah, missing by wide margins here.
Somebody's got to tighten him up.
Great change up on 2-0.
Good trip by Gomes. You know, he saw something in the mechanics, the release point, the delivery, went out there and said, hey, let's get you back into sync with the changeup here. What do you think? Perfect pitch. And even though Max and Bryce got all the press early, these are the 2 first-round picks that change this franchise forever, right? The reason Jason Worth signed here, the reason maybe Max Scherzer signed here. So here we go. I mean, this is to me, the sexier matchup.
And he gets another 87 tumbling. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Think he gets another one? Or do you go fastball up, see if he chases and throw it 3-2? It's always dangerous to throw a good hitter the same pitch 3 times in a row.
Yeah. It's the most logical pitch for a ground ball, but again, triple up on the same one. We'll see. This one to left. That was a 3rd straight changeup. And Harper puts the Phillies on top, 4-1.
Watch all the high fives. They have like 1,800 of them. Yeah, that's the danger of throwing a good hitter 3 of the same pitch, even though it's Steven Strasburg's best pitch. That one he left up just enough, and it seemed like Bryce sat on it. And ever since the Franco home run, something's happened. Whether it's mechanics, adrenaline, or all the above.
First home run given up by Strasburg. This one high in the air, right field line. Long way for Adam Eaton. Foul ball when it's caught, 2 down.
All right, Strasburg versus Harper. He's looking good for a minute on some nasty changeups to Bryce. Fastball away, so 2-0 count, checking his cleats, making sure everything's okay. Nasty 2-0 change. This one's dirty as well. Bryce kind of pulls off it, and then he just sat change here. He let that one get deep, 87, same spot as the other ones too. It's almost like he said to himself, he's going to triple up on it. I'm going to go all in on another changeup, and he got it. And just like that, it's 4-1.
And the thing that kills the inning, the 2 walks, including the one to NOLA. Walking the pitcher after the Franco homer. And now it's Real Muto, who singled sharply off the glove of Wilmer Defoe, first time up. Good looking hook. 1-2.
Well, you got to keep it 4-1 and hope your team gets you right back into this, because the ballpark's playing small again tonight. And usually the only time this ballpark plays fair is in April when it's cold.
Yeah.
But once it heats up, it's the launching pad. But what was it? Almost 80 yesterday at game time? And
yep, 77 last night, 68 tonight. Continually checking his right spikes.
Yeah, he's
after he delivers. Wilmer Difo on the charge. Glove. Couldn't get it out. Extra step and Real Muto beats it out.
Well, it's going to be close if he is clean on the exchange, but he wasn't. You see the ball just off the end of his glove, and then he went to reach for the ball where he thought it was going to be, and it wasn't there.
3 hits, 2 walks in the inning.
And you know, Carp, Real Muto is just fast, period. Not for a catcher, but for anybody. He can run. Would be a bad time to steal either.
8th man to bat in the inning is Herrera. Took a while, but they give their own guy a base hit.
It's a hit.
.32 pitch inning. Left field line. Difo's got the angle. Rendon there as well. Anthony takes it. Big inning for the Phillies. Coming up is Anthony Rendon. Sac fly already tonight. The Mercedes-Benz Spring Event is our do-up. Limited time offers at MBUSA.com. He's the Mercedes-Benz of hitters right now.
It's pretty cool. Pickup plans, 40 or 20 vouchers to use how, when, and where you want. Go to nationals.com/pick'em. I like that. Very flexible. Decide to go to a game, go to a game. Can you use them at like a restaurant to pay for your tab?
That would be flexible. Anthony Rendon hit one well to right field first time. A line drive out. Good for a sacrifice fly first inning. So he, as I mentioned earlier, first Nats into double figures in our RBIs. And Aaron Nola with a strike at the knees. Top of the fourth underway. Third career RBI against the Phillies ace. Shift on, a lot of room right side.
Long look. Step out.
Tailing fastball, good action to the outside edge. Yeah, more hits against this guy than anybody. They see each other a lot. And the 0-2. Anthony able to stay alive against the curveball. Let's have a look at our Coons League leaders. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. On base percentage plus slugging. Dodgers are a offensive juggernaut right now. Bellinger in the middle of it. Hoskins here. Harper here. Christian Yelich off to a great start with the Brewers, and Rendon right in the middle. Target way in. Got him in there. Got Dozier in there with a curveball last inning. This time the heater. Nola's first 2 Ks.
Perfect pitch.
SOTO hit a line drive to the right side first time. Didn't get all of it. Hoskins made a fine diving play to his right. That kept the ball out of the right field corner with 2 outs in the first.
A little more free and easy now with that 3-run lead. It's like all good pitchers, you get into that rhythm, you generally get the best early, and you don't want them to settle down.
You just throw that curveball anytime. Good command of it so far.
He likes to run that fastball back against lefties too. That front hipper. See if they set up in here 2-2. Change up.
And SOTO stays with it, watches it all the way into the mitt. Ryan Zimmerman up third here in the fourth.
Another change.
SOTO not biting. That's a great at bat.
All right, as you enjoy Miller Lite, look forward to the Hold True moment later in this ball game. Doesn't swing right here. We got a ball game. Still got a ball game, but There's some happy who's. It actually turned into a pretty good game last night.
Yeah, that was great theater there.
I thought it was going to be 25-24.